Welcome to Tech 2. I'm Tushar, the editor, and today we've got an interesting chat with a couple of guys, which I think you'll want to hear from. We've got Mr. Gagan Arora, Director Marketing of IQ India, and Nishant Sardana, Category Director of Mobile Phones, Amazon India, and they're here to talk about an interesting association that they've got going, which by the time you see this video should be live. Gentlemen, welcome to the chat. Gagan, welcome. Nishant, welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tushar.
Okay, so Gagan, this first one is for you. Very quickly diving in, it's been a while since the IQ3. I think was it in 2019?
2020 Feb.
2020 Feb, right? Yeah, it seems a really long time ago, and it's ruffled a few feathers. And I can tell you for certain in the team we fought over that IQ3, who gets to use it. So. Tell us, why did you make us wait so long for the next device, and what about the next device? Can you tell us something about it?
Sure, Tushar. So first thing about IQ3, got great reception. If you see the ratings, 4.8 on performance, 4.9 on value for money, 4.7 on display and battery. So everything was good. Got great reception. Thousands of ratings and reviews are out there, and so technically, it was a well received product by the tech fraternity as well as by the consumer. And regarding the time taken, I think for a new brand like IQ, which is competing in a market like India, 12 months is a reasonable time to understand what went right with IQ3, where we could have improved. We have taken a lot of feedback. We did a lot of consumer research studies. We talked a lot with IQ3 users, what they had to say about the device. Where they would want to see the improvement. Plus, we also talked to the consumer who considered IQ3 but did not buy. So again, these were the parameters we did our research across and came to a conclusion that this much time is needed to launch an X product. And very happy to tell you that the way IQ 7 series have turned out in terms of what we are going to provide to our premium smartphone audience in India is again going to be phenomenal, as I can tell you right now. But with that being said, 1 year for a new brand, it's a reasonable time, and I think till 2019, one flagship every year was a norm, and I think 12 months is a reasonable time to be back. So again, I wouldn't say it's a comeback. I would say it's a continuation to what we have done last year, and we have done the entire team at IQ have done a great work to assemble all the feedback, all the consumer research, and to go out to the market in terms of IQ 7 series. So. Looking forward to this one. But again, it's not a comeback, it's a continuation of what we did with IQ3.
Okay, good to hear. But this is something that's always sort of played on my mind. What is IQ's pitch as a brand? Because, I mean, let's face it, in the market here, I myself am talking about 3 and 4 launches a week. It's crazy. And there's a lot of competition out there, especially from your own BBK group, which the IQ brand is a part of. There's so much competition, even internally from your own corporate stablemates. How do you gain mindshare in the consumers' minds? How is IQ different from everybody else?
So, Tushar, on this one, I would like to clarify one thing. All those mentioned which participate in the industry, including Vivo, they are competition in a sense. And IQ competes independently with all the brands in the market. With that being said, we have, again, in terms of consumer mindshare, the pitch for IQ is very, very straightforward. Somebody who's looking for a premium performance-driven smartphone, IQ is the choice for them. And if you see the history of IQ3, the way we have done in terms of product proposition, be it performance, design, and all-round performance, IQ3 stood out in 2020. And similarly, in 2021, the kind of teaser which we have sent out in the market, with Snapdragon 888, with ultra gaming experience, with 300 Hz touch response rate, and this time we also have worked on great camera performance also, which is of flagship level. So the pitch to ideal IQ consumer is that for premium performance, IQ is the right choice for you. And this is where we stand out in the market, that this one particular segment is, I'd say, either less catered to or even more or less neglected also.
I remember with the IQ3, and this is the reason why I kept the IQ3 around for so long with myself and didn't give it to my team, is because it had those trigger buttons. And really, across flagships or even value flagships, that was pretty unique because it looked like a normal phone, something that you would be comfortable carrying every day, and not feel ashamed about the excessive gamer kind of vibe to it. And but it still had those nice trigger buttons. That kind of made me feel like maybe IQ was targeted more towards gamers. Is that the case? And is that going to be the case with the upcoming device?
So, Tushar, that would not be the case. I'll tell you why. We launched Volcano Orange color in last May or June, and I remember the entire stock got cleared within 2 or 3 days. And with that being said, if you see such a reception for this kind of color, and after Volcano Orange, the market was flooded with different kind of yellows, orange, or even different shades of being unique, right? So these kind of devices with these kind of unique combination, which has a lifestyle element to it, being picked up by the audience. So we can say that IQ 3 has greater reach outside gaming audience also. Second thing is that if we have to define IQ's proposition, it's a premium smartphone device provider along with great gaming credential. That's a how we define it. And third thing is that even with IQ 7 series, IQ is the premium partner of BMW M Motorsport. And you know that this is the first time BMW M Motorsport has partnered with any smartphone maker. So again, the premium quotient is really, really high, and BMW M Motorsport and IQ both are known for performance. And this is where this partnership would also help us build this credibility in the direction which we just talked about. That IQ is all about being premium, and for us within this zone of premium, the performance is the first pillar, and somewhere this performance pillar should not be confused with just gaming credential. As we unveil IQ 7 in coming IQ 7 series in coming days, you will say it's one all-round device which gives you great performance across all products, be it camera and design, be it performance, be it gaming. So that's how it intends to be.
Nishant, this one's for you. Of course, I don't need to tell you, but 2020 must have been quite the year for you guys in in the online space. As far as logistics is concerned, as far as e-commerce is concerned, it must have been pretty crazy. Do you have any thoughts or insights about phone sales and how that's worked out in the past year during the pandemic? And can you tell us a little bit about your association with IQ?
2020 was a great year for us from the perspective of new customers, sales, etc. because of the pandemic. You said it just right. Smartphones in Amazon grew by a whopping 60%. And I would say that some of the growth trajectory that we were seeing over the years just kind of ballooned in 2020. It was not, that suddenly we came out of nowhere. And Amazon became India's largest smartphone store in 2020. So that was something that, we were proud of how customers voted in our favor. And the trust that they showed in us in 2020, and that kind of continues in 2021 as well. I think one of the changes that we saw during 2020 is that the number of use cases for which customers were using smartphones for dramatically increased, whether it was for education, whether it was for entertainment. I think the smartphone truly became the center of the customer's life in 2020, with they staying more indoors. And with that, I think the onus towards smartphone manufacturers towards having a great performance phone, I think that opportunity in the market suddenly became much larger than what it was in the previous years. And therefore, when we started discussions with the IQ leadership about a performance-based premium smartphone, we were super excited because we knew that this is exactly what customers are looking for. They're looking for a very, very high performance-oriented phone. And the sales of premium smartphones has been absolutely amazing last year, and we know that this will be another feather in the cap for all of us. So that's how we think about the partnership. It's super exciting, not because it is IQ, but it is super exciting because of the nature of the device it is, and we know a little bit more about the device than some of the other folks, and it's just super exciting.
Awesome. I'm sure we're all looking forward to it. Gagan, this one's back to you. Can you tell us if IQ is going to be focusing on any kind of ecosystem around the primary smartphone device, like a lot of your competition in the market is doing?
So Tushar, on this one, as we have as Nishant mentioned, that the demand for the performance smartphone is going up, so as the demand for these ecosystem devices are also going up, and that's known to everyone, right? And with that being said, we are currently in product research phase, where we are evaluating which kind of devices, what kind of zone domains where we want to launch these devices. I cannot give you the exact timelines, but actively the research and the consumer studies are going on, and we'll get back to you with once we have the solid information that when we can do it. But the principle for iQOO is that if we have to enter any category or subcategory, we have to redefine the experience. We just don't launch product just for the sake of it. We take our time, we understand the segment, we analyze the consumer needs, and then we enter the segment. And given that we are partnering with Amazon for iQOO 7 series launch, so their trove of knowledge there will be very, very valuable for us to understand how we can go about it. And that's also be one way to utilize this partnership in a great way, and that's how we foresee it.
All right. And we talked about iQOO being a value performance leader, which is exciting for Amazon as well as for, I'm sure, for the potential buyers. And we've seen that with the iQOO 3 also. Will we see other devices perhaps that are even more value oriented, maybe not with such a strong focus on specs? Because very clearly iQOO 3 is top shelf specs. Are you having any plans for something that perhaps is in a lower segment, something more value?
So Tushar, on this one, give you a very positive answer. Yes, we are evaluating, and 2021 has very, very aggressive plans for iQOO, and we plan to launch multiple devices, starting with iQOO 7 series. iQOO 7 series is going to have two great devices, both based on leading Qualcomm Snapdragon processor, and with more features we will be revealing in the coming days. And as I said, within 2021 there will be more launches across price point, and yes, they are going to challenge the status quo of the market, and we plan to again establish ourselves as a premium alternative for folks who are looking for performance first devices.
Super. That answers my final question about the future outlook as well. Nishant, do you have anything to add for going forward in 21 and 22?
No, we're just super excited about this opportunity. Before us, more and more customers are shopping online, and brands which provide great value to online customers is something that we are very keen to partner and host. And I'm just sure that this is the first step of a great partnership in the years to come.
Okay, I guess we're done, guys. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you, Nishant.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.